So the Democrats have really gotten lucky in that MAGA is completely and utterly imploding because of their own horrific decisions. And the Democratic strategy has basically been, we're going to go sit in the corner in the cuck chair and shut up and let the Republicans hang themselves. Now, look, as I said from day one, and you can go back and look at the commentary, I said that the strategy of just stepping aside and letting Republicans self-implode, it's going to work. It's going to work because Republican ideology is so grotesque that the country will revolt if Republicans have free reign. But I also said, if Democrats were to actually fight back and actually hold the right accountable and actually go on the offense, then instead of winning by 5 or 6 points, you can win by like 12 or 13 points, right? And so we've had this slew of Democratic wins in special elections across the country, and it's a glorious thing to see. But at the same time that's happening, Democratic leaders keep shitting the bed and jumping the shark and showing how horribly weak and pathetic they are and just flat out wrong they are about some of the most crucial issues of our time. So this video just came out. Shout out to Jacob N. Kornbluh, who was at this fundraising event with Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer's giving a speech, and what is he talking about? Well, I mean, shit, you would think that in this moment, like literally everybody's talking about the Epstein files. Everybody's talking about how Elon Musk is guilty and Donald Trump is guilty and there's so much evidence to prove that they're guilty and we need people to be locked up and we need investigations and we need, committee hearings in Congress. And I mean, shit, we got to drop the hammer. These motherfuckers were exposed as part of a human trafficking cartel. So what is he talking about? He's talking about this. Listen.
Fight for aid to Israel, all the aid that Israel needs. I will continue to fight for it. And we delivered more security assistance to Israel, our ally, under my leadership than ever before. We will keep doing that, everybody.
He's literally bragging about giving more money to Israel and saying we're going to keep giving money to Israel. This is an issue where it's like 80 or 90% of the Democratic base doesn't want to do this anymore. The majority of the Democratic base is now pro-Palestine. People have correctly come to the conclusion that what we're witnessing is a genocide over there. And here's Chuck Schumer spitting in the eye of his own voters and the entire Democratic Party and saying, oh, we're going to keep giving money and we're going to keep giving weapons to Israel as they do a genocide, complete the ethnic cleansing, and now are talking about building a futuristic AI city on top of the skulls of innocent women and children who were murdered. I mean, what is there to even, like, how do you even react to this? How is it even possible to be this out of touch where in the year of our Lord 2026, you're openly discussing, we got to give Israel more money. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What about people here? What about people who are struggling to pay the bills? What about inflation going up and unemployment going up and AI taking entry-level jobs and people getting kicked off of their Medicaid and all these problems? You're not going to talk about that? You're going to talk about Israel. That's what you're going to do. By the way, completely and utterly unfit to be the leader of the Democratic Party in this crucial moment in history. Completely unfit, completely out of step. He's like 172 years old, which wouldn't be a problem if he was in touch with what's going on, but he's not in touch with what's going on. He's a fucking fossil. He's ancient. This motherfucker farts dust. Like, what are we talking about here?
To give Israel what it needs and to protect itself from the many in that difficult region who want to wipe Israel off the face of the map.
Literally talking about Israel, quote, protecting itself when they're the ones who launched attacks against Syria, against Lebanon, against Yemen, against Gaza, now mission creep in the West Bank and taking over the West Bank. And he's still talking about Israel protecting itself.
We have to do everything to do that. We have to do everything to ensure that the delicate ceasefire secured last year paves the way to lasting peace.
There is no ceasefire. It's fake. The Democratic leader should be pointing out more than anybody, hey, Trump's ceasefire in Gaza is completely and utterly fake, and I can prove it. Here's all the dead bodies that have piled up since the so-called ceasefire. Here's all the places in Gaza that have been bulldozed to rubble since the ceasefire. Israel's idea of a ceasefire is you cease, we fire. It was totally fake. And here's the Democratic leader bolstering the psychopathic fascist Republican president by saying, oh, there's a delicate ceasefire. We need to make sure it holds. There is no ceasefire. It's a lie. It's a scam. The whole point was get the world to look in the other direction as they finish the genocide and the ethnic cleansing. How are you fucking so stupid? But the thing is, he's not stupid. He knows that's the case. But he wants to be in on the game with Trump and with Jared Kushner. He wants to. Because he wants to see Israel expand. He does. He is completely and utterly out of step with the Democratic base. He couldn't lead his way out of a fucking paper bag. And in this moment of rising fascism, what's he doing? Lying on behalf of the fascists. That's what this is.
Where people can live side by side, as many have mentioned, in a two-state solution.
This motherfucker's still talking about a two-state solution right now. Are you fucking kidding me? So this is what he's talking about. Ready? Here's your delicate ceasefire. Hamas has not disarmed. The IDF regularly bombs Gaza and has killed roughly 500 people there since the ceasefire announcement in October of 2025. How exactly can you call this a ceasefire? And Tommy Vitor posts, Israeli strike kills 30 Palestinians, including children, as Gaza ceasefire inches forward. Look at the Orwellian language. The Associated Press says Israel is striking and killing 30 Palestinians, including children, but quote, as the Gaza ceasefire inches forward. That's not a ceasefire. That's murder. That's terrorism. That's a violation of the ceasefire is what that is. And you know that. And everybody knows that. So what's with the Orwellian language? What's with the cover that you guys are giving to Netanyahu and to the Israeli government and to the Republicans and to Donald Trump? What the fuck is this? There is no goddamn ceasefire. I'm going to lose it, bro. I'm going to lose it. Meanwhile, if Hamas shot one fucking bullet at Israel since the ceasefire, Hamas has violated the ceasefire, can you believe it? But Israel violates it on a daily motherfucking basis. And they say, oh, the delicate ceasefire is inching forward as we murder you relentlessly. Bro, I just saw the other day, Israel decided to bomb an area that has Palestinian refugees. It's literally like a giant tent city, which has been beaten up by the wind, by the rain, by the weather. Like, it's been virtually destroyed. People are sick, people are dying, people are starving. But you have this tent city. They started like carpet bombing the tent city from fighter jets. Not a peep in U.S. media, not a peep among U.S. politicians. We're watching right in front of our eyes a live stream genocide, and nobody fucking says anything, and we keep living in this delusion where Donald Trump continues with the fascism, continues with the imperialism, continues with the colonialism, and Chuck Schumer is there to bolster his arguments and say, oh, it's a delicate ceasefire, we need to make sure it holds, and I can't wait to give Israel more money and more weapons. Opposition leader my ass cheeks. And by the way, at the same time, you have rising fascism in this country where Trump's Gestapo are murdering innocent Americans on the streets. You have the Democratic base saying, abolish ICE. They're the Gestapo and they need to go. What does Chuck Schumer do? U.S. Senate approves deal to fund the government and discuss ICE restrictions. So they split it up into a bunch of bills, and they passed all the bills that had nothing to do with the DHS. And now they're going to take, I believe it's 2 weeks, to debate the ICE restrictions that they want. But here's the problem, guys. You have a rogue regime right now that literally isn't even abiding by the Constitution. The Constitution says you need a judicial warrant to take away somebody's Fourth Amendment rights, to do a search, right? And they blew that off, and they're not even using judicial warrants. So they're not following the Constitution. They've already taken away people's rights. And Chuck Schumer wants to renegotiate, hey, by the way, you have to follow the Constitution. But if they're blowing off the Constitution now, what makes you think that they'll listen to you because they came to some fucking cockamamie agreement with you that they'll just fucking rip up and immediately start doing what they're still doing? No, the only thing that we can do to reel these motherfuckers in is to cut ICE funding, cut DHS funding. They got over $100 billion in the big bullshit bill. They're literally building concentration camps, as we'll discuss tomorrow, with these funds. No, what you have to do is cut the funding. In order to just get back to 2024 funding levels, it is a 66% cut. If you're not at the bare minimum talking about a 66% cut, really you should just defund the motherfuckers. You should just abolish ICE completely. But at the very least, you should be talking about a 66% cut. And no, they're talking about body cameras on ICE and CBP officials. Well, guess what? We have the shootings, we have the murders from 17 different fucking angles, and the guys are still free. The guys are still on the loose. Nobody's been arrested. There's no actual investigation. The investigations are being stymied by the fucking Justice Department, which is involved in a criminal cover-up. So what the fuck is a body camera going to do? What's it going to do? You can negotiate body cameras. You can negotiate, hey, you need warrants. You can negotiate away the quotas and all that stuff. They can just fucking lie to you. They can keep the body cameras off, right? There's a million things they could do to tell you one thing, do the opposite, and you're going to be standing there looking like the fucking idiot that you are because he's not prepared for this moment. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. He's not that interested. He's fucking ancient. No, the reality is you have to abolish ICE. You have to defund the DHS. There's no way around it. Any sort of tweaks around the edges, we need a more moderate Gestapo. Oh, really? You think that's going to solve the fucking problem? Like, this is just, it's a sick joke. It's a sick fucking joke. Chuck Schumer needs to resign. Hakeem Jeffries needs to resign. We need Democratic leaders who are actually going to lead and not whatever fucking warmed over bullshit this is.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.